Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Before and After the with your shit as always, Queen Krazy K. Be sure to hit that watch, that like, that share, that follow, subscribe button on both Instagram, both YouTube. Thank you guys who already been subscribing on my YouTube, watching out my rapping videos, my entertainment, my acting videos, my podcast, and also been following me on Instagram for any updates or just in general, like family, friends, anything like that. My niece and nephews, my dog, anything like that that I want to explore with you. Whether I got a dog that I enjoy, I got family I enjoy, I got niece and nephews I enjoy, I got lots of cousins I enjoy, I got my life. Like, I enjoy doing that with the follow on Instagram, giving you the updates and my opinion and my thoughts as well as I do my Raw and SmackDown prediction, like my podcast, entertainment, acting, and rapping videos on YouTube where you guys watch and you guys subscribe. So thank you for enjoying that as much as I enjoy doing it for you and showing me the love and support as much as I made a special edition of which already you guys have seen it. A special thank you to you guys. You also seen my German Shepherd and me talk about a man's best friend. How about a female and her best friend? And also you seen my appreciation, messing with my cousins. One of the cousins wanted my birthday over this weekend. I know y'all seen me messing with my cousin, pretending like, oh, we lost her gifts and all that, and enjoyed her birthday over this weekend video. Me and my German Shepherd as well video. Like I said, talk about a woman and her best friend as well as a man and her best friend. A special thank you to you guys for who've been subscribing and supporting since day one, as well as following on Instagram. A special thank you out there for that. And also see my Raw results as well as my SmackDown results and predictions for Backlash. The results for Backlash of from the press conference and with the Raw and the SmackDown draft, enjoying 2K 2023 matches and capable of managing it as well. And the update videos of that we also, I already made those videos that you guys have been processing and seeing, and just in general subscribing up to the channel and making it go up because I enjoy doing this and I see the views. I see a lot of people watching them, so much as all them people, over thousands of people, are watching my video, subscribe and see more and follow on Instagram as well so that I know you're enjoying what I'm doing as long as I'm enjoying as well, I should say. I'm enjoying doing it as well because this is what I do. This is what I love doing in general, let alone someone actually showing the support of watching it and enjoying it and things like that. So I just want to get that little input out of the introduction of this half an hour before and after that podcast. Over the last week, we had Raw, we had SmackDown, we had Backlash. Last week we talked about the draft. Now we're going to talk about Backlash with Raw and SmackDown and tonight's Monday Night Raw wrestling prediction. And now we're on our way to the tournament on Monday Night Raw. So who's going to be in it to determine the new WWE champion on Monday Night Raw as well. So with that being said, I want to give a little inside nuts like I always do. That I wanted to congratulate my favorite commentary, Corey Grace and Carmella. I want to congratulate them on the new little one they'll be bringing into this world in November. That is a beautiful thing to enjoy and to have. And considering last night that you've been through a lot of not being able to process the last one, with Carmella having a miscarriage. That is a sad thing to think about, and all the prayers and thoughts that I've gave in for her as much as everyone else I'm sure has as well. That's a beautiful thing that she's impregnated now, and hopefully it processes through. And her and Corey Grace, congratulations to you guys. Welcome a new little one in your world in November. Shout out to the Scorpios. My mom and my brother's birthday is also the 7th and the 8th of November. So shout out to them Scorpios that are awesome and have your back, but don't get on their bad side, because just as much as deadly and poisonous as their stinger are, that is exactly what will happen if you poke them or you push the wrong buttons. So shout out to, you already know what it is. This is a snake, but it's just as deadly as a Scorpio is. And a little bit of gratitude with the attitude and enjoyment into the world to congratulate that as well as this line right here. And also, I want to put, it's a little inside news and my thoughts on it, as well as the world's thoughts on it. Me personally, what I think about it, I think it's awesome. I think it's great. And all the props in the world to you. A little bit of a celebration for Corey Graves and Carmella to welcome another little one into the world with her first blood child and obviously his fourth child. That is a blessing to welcome just a little soul. I got nieces and nephews, like I said, so I understand it all. And they are the world to you, as much as kids are. And having a family, like I said, I got family and nieces and nephews, and I got cousins too. People that love and support me, you guys that are watching this and stuff, and I can completely relate and want to give my little gratitude to that and enjoy that as well. And like I said, give a little shout out to the Scorpios because mom's and my brother's birthday, they're the 7th and the 8th back to back, just like that. So a little joke is, oh, my mom always stayed 23. That's a little bit of a joke for that, I got these rings right here that represent, not that one, these ones that represent my niece and nephews. That was Peyton, AJ. Peyton's 9, by the way. AJ is 3. And Aylin, who's 1. Those rings represent my niece and my nephews. And how I just enjoy being an aunt to my niece and nephews, as well as people enjoy being mothers and fathers to their kids. And this is a little bit of, right here, family that I have. Got a lot of aunt and uncles and big family, uh, blood on my mom's side, on my dad's side that I don't talk to, but my stepdad certainly. That's where all those brothers and sisters, and now all my new cousins that I have to be worried about. Friends, they are my friends. And then this, just like playing video games and watching anime on the daily basis. None like that, and some pepperoni pizza. Obviously, wrestling. A big impact in there, and as you can see, also with my rapping, entertainment, and acting that I do, and my podcasts as well that I do for you guys. And that's just me. That's just what I like to do. That's just what I like to bring to the table. And of course, none of that would be possible without God Himself as well. None of it would be possible. And I appreciate that, and I enjoy that. I thank Him every day, every step of the moment, to being able to enjoy that with my, like I said, with my family, with my friends who are my cousins, my niece and nephews, or like Kevin, my dog that I showed you those videos that y'all seen. And that is a happy thing to experience and to enjoy and to have and to process and to bring into the world, into life, and to do nothing but protect and show them the good things and they're on the right path. And then I want to talk about how 2-time Raw Tag Team Champions got to dominate as a tag team with the Hall of Famer, the legendary, the Viper, Randy Orton. You know him, you love him. He's a part of Monday Night Raw, broing his way on the bump. No other than the one and only Matt Riddle, bro. And you see, it's over there. It's clear over there. I think you guys can see that, my bro hat. Way over there. Behind this hat right here. You can see my bro hat. It's a money hat, but it's black and green like his bro, RK bro hat. Like this man right here. The Viper Randy Orton. 2-time Raw Tag Team Champion, 14-time World Heavyweight Champion, Hall of Famer, legendary, making it all possible for Matt Riddle to be into the WWE and be a part of it and to enjoy on the bump. As you can see, Matt Riddle on this shirt here, as well as Damian Priest. So I know you can see that too, as well as Damian Priest that was also on the bump, and our Raw Women's Champion, which should be Raw, but she's our SmackDown Women's Champion, Rhea Bloody Ripley, who was all on the bump. Rhea Ripley enjoying some back back enjoyment stories. Matt Riddle being on Monday Night Raw as a two-time Raw Tag Team Champion, his next generation with the Hall of Fame legend. I know you saw him on there. As I showed you right here, the Viper ran here on to push him to there. Now Matt Riddle part of Monday Night Raw with Rhea Ripley, our SmackDown Women's Champion. As well as you've seen Damian Priest, who since the draft is a dominant Judgment team who runs Monday Night Raw. As well as I specifically think that the phenomenal AJ Styles and OC run SmackDown. And with that being said, with that being observed and known for, that's between the Raw and the SmackDown draft, that is the most dominant team. The Judgment Day, as you saw, Rhea Ripley and Priest on the bump on Raw, and OC with AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, running it down, dominating on SmackDown, or you could say the Usos, still the Bloodline, who won Jimmy and Jay Uso and Solo, winning their tag team match against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in a six-man match at Backlash, who still run the Bloodline, champions or no champions. As you see my Bloodline shirt back there, as well as the EST, all day, every day, making history once again, longest reigning Raw Women's Champion in WWE history. You heard it, you know it, you love it. I predicted it. Our Raw Women's Champion, no other than the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair. As you can see her shirt up there. And also, in additional to that, we also seen Bad Bunny. I seen him on the front cover magazine. He is a Grand Slam Grammy Award winner. He's won his tag team at his first WrestleMania. He beat Damian Priest in the Street Fight match, and he had no other than Rey Mysterio to run out Dominic so he doesn't get involved inside of the match, as well as Damage Control was taken care of as well from Raquel and Liv Morgan beat them in a tag team match, Dakota Kai and Bayley. And then Io Shirai, of course, was in the ring, and they tried to get involved, but didn't work out against Belair in her match, too. And like I said, Rhea Ripley, as you saw in there, I showed you, picking up the SmackDown Women's Champion, doing exactly what she said she was going to do all over again. Domination, running through her opponents. Zelina Vega get a hell of a fight and a hell of a match, and she looked great out there. Been getting one over these last few weeks over Rhea, so it was a tough decision who was really going to come out on top. But Rhea did, and she's still remaining our champion. Now, it's time for her and Bianca to switch those titles to the rightful brand now that they've won it as well. And we're going to probably find out that tonight on Raw, or this continue until next time. And that would bring us to the American Nightmare. As you can see, the American Nightmare over there too. The one and only Cody Rhodes. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, getting through the Beast, Brock Lesnar, picking up that victory once and for all to seek his revenge. And I know you see Brock on that cup with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. With the American Nightmare finally getting the last little bit of what he needed to beating the Beast Brock Lesnar. Now, I personally think that Brock Lesnar had a fight for his life in this match. Usually he's the dominator. Usually he's the conqueror. He's the destructor. He's the destroyer. And his opponent is lucky to beat him. And, Cody rolled him up for a pin, lucky to get out of there. But I think the American Nightmare had it since day one. And that he pretty much dominated this match. Brock Lesnar is all busted up, bleeding from his head out all over his face. And he had a hell of a time, a hell of a match. And that was it. American Nightmare pulled out, was able to complete his chapter in my book and pick up that victory. And Seth freaking Rollins, I know you've seen him over there as well. Seen him on this shirt over here too. No other than Seth Rollins up there and over here on this shirt. And you probably seen him on that cup. You probably see him right here if it wasn't clear enough. Seth freaking Rollins burning it down on Omos, this giant, this destroyer. But Seth freaking Rollins pulled out to remind everybody why it will remain Monday Night Rollins, burning it down at all times on Monday nights. And with that being said, that would cover. And you had Corey Graves running from Raw on the Backlash and J. Cole from SmackDown on the Backlash commentary, podcast kickoff, whatever you want to call it, as such. And I know y'all seen my predictions for Backlash, as well as I have on here my Backlash results. In case you missed something or whatever it is that you should have seen and you didn't for some odd reason. These are my Backlash predictions. Day remaining as such as she becomes the longest after midnight in WWE history on Raw Women's Champion on the SmackDown. And remaining the Raw Women's Champion, longest in WWE history, making history again, the EST, Bianca Belair for Io Shirai, like I said, including getting Bayley, who didn't belong out there in the first place, who also got taken care of by Liv Morgan and Raquel, who came to the Bianca Belair's last Friday Night SmackDown to make sure that tag didn't happen, to beat him in a dark match as a tag team, as well as American Nightmare did on Finn Balor, as Priest was dominated by Bad Bunny in the Street Fight match, and Rey Mysterio took care of Dominic, ran him out of there, and got him out of harm's way, according to the match, harm's way, of cheap shotting it. And the Usos, also their main United States champion against Bobby Lashley and Reed. They're too focused on each other. He walked out United States champion as Mr. A-Town, like I said was going to happen, because that's what happened before in the triple threat that he's had. And they did win the six-man match to redeem themselves against Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Matt Riddle in the six-man match, with the Bloodline running SmackDown, the OC running SmackDown, the Judgment Day running Monday Night Raw, Monday Night Rollins against Omos running it as such. Seth freaking Rollins always burning it down, always here to play and dominate in the game. Rhea Ripley pulled out SmackDown Women's Champion though. Those are my Backlash prediction in case you missed it, and a little recovery Backlash prediction to still watch and observe it with my Backlash results. These are my Backlash. I'm going to do my last Backlash results, as you can see. Exactly what I was talking about. The Backlash prediction, the Backlash results. Me celebrating when Gunn thought it was all the end for her birthday last night. My German Shepherd thought I was leaving right there. My niece and my nephews, my family. Videos, just fun times. Give me a thank you, shout out to you guys. This is why not only y'all need to watch, but you need to subscribe to watch the entertainment and acting on short tour videos. Bless myself on the Wrong SmackDown prediction, as well as there's some more podcasts. Like to subscribe as well as you watching, and follow that Instagram for updates and just in general on page and story that I be posting. That's why. With the press conference, Bad Bunny getting the hit over Priest for getting in his face. Triple H introducing the WWE Championship will be taking place in a tournament. And like I said, Seth freaking Rollins is entered, and I think he'll be the first champion of this World Heavyweight Championship belt on Monday Night Rollins. He's dominate Omos, the giant of Omos, who's the giant of it all on Monday Night Raw. So I think that Seth Rollins, with winning that match over the Giant of Monday Night Raw, he's entered into the tournament match. Like I said, was going to happen. That Seth freaking Rollins will be the first World Heavyweight Champion of this new championship belt in this tournament. That is my vote for Seth Rollins to make it out of this tournament and be that first champion on Monday Night Raw. Prediction starting tonight, and I can't wait. Still waiting for Big Time Bex to respond and get her revenge on Trish Stratus and make this an official match. And what's next for the American Nightmare? This tournament, now that he's done with Brock Lesnar. And Rhea Ripley being the SmackDown Women's Champion when she's on Raw, I think she's going to call out that, sure, she made history and she did remain as champion over Zelina Vega, but now it's time to put her rightful champion on the rightful brand once and for all, and that she's coming to SmackDown to make that official one-on-one with Bianca Belair, face-to-face, whatever you got to do to switch the titles to the rightful brand once and for all. Now, I think that would cover my after Backlash results. I showed you Backlash prediction, my predictions for tonight's Monday Night Raw for sure. And also, I want to show you this other one. Had Damian Priest and Rhea, like I was talking about on After the Bell. And Liv Morgan and Raquel, our tag team was champion as well on After the Bell. That was just talking about the dark match in the tag team. That I think that on SmackDown for my prediction, you see LW on Av character, you see Estemos on the Celtic Warrior workout, Rey Mysterio on the last Celtic Warrior workout, Rhea Ripley on some outside, backstories. First ever North American champion, first ever NXT Women's Champion. She's been Raw Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Champion. Now she's dominant with Judgment Day, and in particularly as a WWE superstar. And then, like I said, outside of WWE on the Impact, you got Naomi, a former WWE superstar on Impact Wrestling, as well as Mercedes Moné, aka known as Sasha Banks, also on the Japanese wrestling around the world. Inside stories, what's going on, what's happening, what's the next move. Those would complete my SmackDown prediction. I wanted to show you my SmackDown results. This was my Raw and SmackDown, like I was talking about predictions in Raw and SmackDown Brawl results, as well as his prediction and results for Backlash, and this and more podcasts and my rapping videos and my thank you to the guys I was talking about for joining my dog on my cousin's birthday. With the exorbitant of it all. And now, with that being said, for my SmackDown predictions, I think that the EST will accept. It'd be like, yeah, we need to get the titles to the rightful brand. And either do it in a good way, or I think she's going to bring back up and Rhea Ripley's going to say we can do this the easy way and just swamp it like Charlotte and Bayley, or like Charlotte and Becky did, or she's going to bring out Damage Control and be like, otherwise I got some members that'll be happy, making it look like, oh, Bianca's going to get jumped by Rhea and Damage Control to make this championship swamp official. And then Bianca's going to bring out Liv and Raquel and say, you got back up and so do I. And it's never been crossed the mind where they've been outnumbered. And Bianca hasn't came out on top. I mean, she had the whole Damage Control out there and came on top at Extreme Rules and did the same thing this past Backlash. And that's when you can get a little bit busy and a little bit in each other's face, swamp those titles. And then I think Bianca's going to say, you know what, why don't we make NXT history take a couple of your goons, I'll take a couple of mine, make it a six-man match. Have Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, and Raquel take on probably Rhea Ripley and Dakota Kai and Io Shirai because Io Shirai will want nothing more to redeem a victory over Bianca losing that match. And Rhea, you're involved because it's an NXT throwback, and Bianca's the leader of this team because y'all are the champions. And Liv Morgan and Raquel being tag team with champion, I think they'll have her back. And I think then Dakota Kai will take the spot because Bailey's, of course, either going to be on the outside trying to get involved, making it 4-3, or in commentary, yapping about the situation, about her next opportunity to prove Bianca belongs to be the SmackDown Women's Champion. Because, of course, she's going to say, you were handed it, even though she technically won it at Backlash. And that will have Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Raquel in a six-man match against Rhea Ripley, Dakota Kai, and Io Shirai to handle that six-woman match officially with the title swamp, with the Raw and SmackDown celebration of both, and finalizing it once and for all before they go to Raw and SmackDown to their rightful brand. Which will allow Bailey, if she gets involved, I don't think it'll work out so well for her, and Bianca will be happy to be like, you know what, Bailey? It's time for Dakota Kai to get an opportunity and versus Bianca Belair to show, hey, I deserve to be SmackDown Women's Champion and defeat Dakota Kai at our next pay-per-view event, as well as I think Seth Rollins at our next one will be the new WWE Champion for the tournament on Raw. And that will leave us, the Usos, picking up a victory. But with Solo almost, running to his brother, that was just a miscommunication. I think the bloodline is still rolling, as the Usos and Solo now being blood brothers, they're running bloodline well on SmackDown, and the Street Profits picked up their tag team victory. They should maybe grab a partner, or it should be the Street Profits and the Usos against each other in a tag team match. They should do that. And of course, Solo's going to be outside, make sure the bloodline wins. The bloodline dominates as such, and as so, the bloodline running SmackDown with or without championship belts, which would bring the OC in the Judgment Day. Seemed like they had a little odds game, but then they switched it over to the Viking Raiders and kind of mixed it up a little bit. So, with the OC winning over the Viking Raiders, what's next for them as a team? Maybe AJ Styles and Mia Yim do a mixed tag team match, but I would say against Emma and Mac as Moss, but we haven't really seen that altercation to happen. I just think it would be a fun match to lead up till then. And I just think that would be, a throwback. And then Cameron, he's supposed to verse his first match. I think he's going to beat Corbin on SmackDown as well. And that is my Raw predictions for tonight. Based off the last Raw results, that is my SmackDown predictions for this Friday, based off the results for last Friday. And as you see, my prediction results of Backlash, that I was right. I was right on the nail, and I am totally satisfied, ready for this tournament for the WWE Champion, Seth freaking Rollins, to be the first WWE Champion for this tournament prediction. I said he was going to be entered in this match. He is. We've seen American Nightmare, Rey Mysterio, a couple of my other favorites that are in here, but I want Seth Rollins to do it. And with the Raw and SmackDown draft, Judgment Day is definitely running Raw. OC is definitely running SmackDown. Bloodline is running SmackDown with the Raw and the SmackDown drafts of the domination teams and the blue brand or the red brand. And the theories that are running in my head with the Raw prediction and SmackDown prediction, that's what it is. So our next pay-per-view and this tournament based off of Backlash. It all makes sense and it all falls up into the right category. And what I think worldwide and the WWE stories and news-wise. What I think about it. And what I predict will happen or should happen. And I think that's pretty much everything that's covered for this week. And we'll have a WWE Live Super Show and talk about it for this coming week. Like we usually do. Like oh, this and this happened, a dark match or after the match, after it went off air, like I just stepped through saying and doing, but that pretty much covers it though. That pretty much rounds it up with Judgment Day on Raw dominating it. The Bloodline is still running SmackDown, but so is OC. And this tournament really does belong in Seth Rollins' hands as the WWE Champion to win it all. Moving on from Backlash to this tournament, Seth Rollins to win the championship belt. Moving on from Backlash to the next pay-per-view, Raw and SmackDown prediction to get those titles with the Raw and the SmackDown back to its rightful and end the match once the Raw and SmackDown. Next to our pay-per-view, focusing on this tournament, Seth Rollins winning the championship belt. And and also the theories that are going around makes perfect sense. It dominates what my point of view. It dominates what I'm saying, and it puts it in the right category of sense. That is exactly how it should be, how it should be endured or thought of or celebrated as such. Now, my own thing is about this title swamp. I don't think it's just going to be a swamp. I think it's going to be put into a match. And then they're going to have their SmackDown and Raw opponent for Rhea to prove she's Raw Women's Champion and Bianca to prove she's SmackDown Women's Champion. And May 5th, this, with it being Passion, Backlash, and stuff, with this next pay per view coming up, that certainly it will happen as such. And that they're going to, I think throwing back in NXT with that Io Shirai and that Bianca match, with that NXT match, that Rhea, putting up the questions on everybody's head now. What about these titles? What about the right brand it belongs to? Because you got Survivor Series now coming up very soon. What about that? And that's when she could stir up the pot, make it look like it's going to be a jumping, but of course with Bianca having the backup, not allowing that to happen. And the EST's been a back against the wall where it's been a 3-on-1 situation where she's been outnumbered and she's handled it all. Like I just said, she handled 3 women on her own at Backlash. She did the same thing at Extreme Rules. So I don't think that she really has anything to worry about or be concerned about. I think what really needs to be on everyone's mind is this match. I think would be great. It's like I'm the whole WWE book or last minute thoughts kind of thing. This is what I think would be best for the company, the business, and would get a lot of people's minds spinning around that what is and those question marks in the back of their head. That I think totally Bianca and Rhea throwing back an NXT match against each other with Liv and Raquel by Bianca's side, Dakota and Io by Rhea's side for that 6-woman match. And of course, making sure Bayley doesn't make it a 4-on-3. That way they can even it out to go their separate ways. SmackDown Women's Champion Bianca, Raw Women's Champion Rhea, rightful brand to the rightful champion. That was a cool NXT match on SmackDown, but now the rightful champion in person goes to their brand with this Raw and SmackDown draft. That's how it should be to even it out. This tournament on Raw, that's what's going on Monday Night Raw. OC running SmackDown, that's what's going on in SmackDown. Street Profits are always in for a party on SmackDown, as well as Seth freaking Rollins to win that tournament on Raw. Next Raw and SmackDown opponent at the next pay-per-view from the rightful Raw and SmackDown brand to Bianca Belair and to Rhea Ripley. Which I think the last member who hasn't versed Bianca that should get an opportunity is no other than Dakota Kai. And Rhea, I'm not exactly sure who's going to step up to that. I'm not, for Raw, I'm not really getting a vibe from anybody at this moment. But I know it's going to be somebody that don't agree, and she's going to have to prove you wrong, be wrong champion, even though she did win at Backlash. It just was the opposite championship belt. And somebody's going to have an issue with it. And we've had it all. We've had the Raw, the SmackDowns, the Backlash, the completed of the still of the Raw and SmackDown draft. We'd have comebacks. We've had Backlash. We've had Raw and SmackDown after Backlash, and now this tournament, and now the dominated team since the draft, since settling the draft, since settling to the next pay per view, and this tournament with Raw and SmackDown. I think that the Raw and the SmackDown draft will be completed with these matches. And then the tournament for the next step of Raw with the dominant team of Raw, Judgment Day, the dominant team of OC SmackDown after the Raw and SmackDown draft to continue to the next pay per view, the next chapter, the next step in their life, in their career. And that's all for today, folks. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure you subscribe. Be sure to check out my other podcasts, rapping, entertainment, acting, short story videos, all that stuff. Don't only watch, but also subscribe. Would support my channel totally free, and I really would appreciate it because a lot of you are watching it, so y'all need to subscribe to it too. Follow on that Instagram for the updates. I will see y'all next time. Queen Krazy K is out this beast. Peace.